back. Welcome to 3 the Hard Way Hanoi.
Yo, yo.
Yo, what's up?
Alright.
Yo.
Yo. Alright, so this segment we have another interview and we have the amazing Cana chef Andre from Germany. So say hi, Andre.
Hi, Andre.
So introduce yourself, Andre.
Well, yeah, what should I introduce? My relationship with Hanoi is I used to live a couple of years here, but been in a couple of countries, and yeah, I started to cook with cannabis in all types. I wrote a book, as you know.
Yes.
Right? Cool. So yeah, and I'm going to, I try to step on this right now, right? So traveling around, going on expos, cooking with cannabis, showing people that there is much more in the plant than just getting stoned, which is definitely a very nice part of it, right? And I won't miss it, and that's probably the main reason why I started doing it. But there's a lot of benefits which we should also be aware of, I think, right?
Well, the benefits to eating marijuana, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Or consuming it, I guess.
Definitely, the whole plant. From root to tip, right?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So when did you start cooking with cannabis?
Privately, I would say I started after I've been in the Caribbean, first Jamaica. When I made culinary school in the second way. After school, first I worked a little bit, and later on I just made culinary school in late 20s. When I finished, first I made a journey just to Jamaica for couple of weeks, and then I got the Rastafarian culture actually brought me a bit closer to the story of cooking with cannabis, I started using herbs as medicine for in liquors already before, but then it got more intense after Jamaica and after infused rums and all this kind of stuff. And then I also got a job in the Caribbean.
That was in Dominica.
Dominica.
Yeah, Dominica, not Dominican Republic, but Dominica. Yeah,
Dominica,
a smaller island in the Caribbean.
Cool. Below Antigua, I think it's Antigua, and then Dominica and Guadeloupe on the downside.
Cool. Very cool.
So I used to live there also for 1.5 years, and it's a very natural island, so there's a lot of Rastafarian culture, used in every town, everywhere. So I got friends who at least followed in certain parts the Rasta culture, and so I got more familiar with it, and I started just using cannabis in my personal kitchen, in my cooking, and as being a chef, of course, one, and traveling as well. So it came all together on its own somehow by the way of my life, I would say, right?
So nothing gave you a spark to do that thing? It just kind of happened, or?
Well, I think it's kind of in my veins, in my genes.
Okay.
So I couldn't do anything about it. I mean, my way of life was a long way, and up to this point where I started in Caribbean, I made a lot of experiences. But one thing I never left in my life was cannabis. Always when I came to my own self, I figured out cannabis is just for me, it's a gate to my own self.
Okay.
It's a medicational drug, and it's it's holy, man. And
It's
therefore
very
I just think, of course. So it's just, I couldn't avoid it.
Okay.
I couldn't avoid it. You have wheat there, you have food there, come on, what you gotta do, right?
Put them together.
You're a chef, you need to, need to make something new, something interesting, something that hits you probably, right?
Yeah, sure.
So on certain levels.
Innovation.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's cool.
Just living the art of cooking, right?
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with the plant of cannabis, right?
So, what kind of stuff have you been doing in Germany lately? Before you got back to Vietnam?
Well, it got more intense with the cannabis cooking. I had a good sponsor, so I started going on expos, promote my own self, or do cooking events, even for after expo parties and stuff,
cool.
for the finger foods. And I made a book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where is the book? Let me get the book.
Yeah, get the book.
I actually have a question about that. Okay, so now, like, my housemate used to, like, make all this weed and shit, like weed cookies and stuff to get high.
Yeah.
I've tried it that way once. I ate some butter shit. And I got fucking higher than ever been. I'm not really big into but that's what's big in the States right now. It's eating. So when you're eating your meals, is that part of getting high or more you're just getting the substance of the...
Well, it depends on, like, in my book, I use all types of like, I use just the seeds, which won't get you high, right? So, or I smoke with the stems. It depends on what type of stems I use, of course. So if it would be CBD stems, there is no high at all, but even though if I have a smoked duck's breast in there,
nice,
just for flavoring, it won't get you high.
That's what I'm thinking, right?
When I make a dish, I always need to know directly upfront what I want to, like, what kind of effect, what is the benefit I want to get out of this dish. Do I want to get people to get more proteins to eat? It's a dish. You don't need to get high to consume anything from the plant of Cannabis sativa L, right?
Because I think the interesting thing too is there's a lot of there's a lot of people that are the anti-weed people because weed's a drug and it's bad for you, blah blah blah. But if you're selling it as its food, look with all the hemp stuff that's happening in Thailand right now.
Yeah, but
it's awesome to see
drug,
that.
That's a brainwash, right? That's just politics.
Well, of course. Well, we know that we're
it's not in the Bible, and nobody forces us to follow Christian or something else, right? So it's not. It's just a plant growing on our planet, and the universe gave it to us, and there's a purpose on it. And man is not able to tell me to use it or not, because it's not given by man. That's why you also can't get how's it called again? When nobody else can use it. How is it called again? Patent, yeah. So you can't get a patent on a plant.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you didn't make it.
Yeah.
The creator made it.
And
that's not you, that's not me, you know what I mean?
But
so
it's not taxable, pretty much.
yeah, well, the emperor wears no clothes. There's another book about that, right? That's very famous. The emperor wears no clothes.
yeah, exactly. I actually haven't read it yet, but yeah, right. And also, it's not really cannabis itself is the drug, right? It's just the THC and the variety of cannabis. I mean, we push this, our society, because of the benefit of psycho or medical effects.
Yeah.
But like the basic variety of cannabis is huge, right? There's like up here in Vietnam, when you make the Hasang loop, when you drive Hasang, you find a lot of cannabis.
Yeah.
But like most of it, maybe 2/3 of it won't get you stoned, right? Yeah. Maybe it will, because that's the interesting thing. Nobody here came to regulate it. So probably what they use to make it's probably a Vietnamese sativa with maybe 17% of THC.
Yeah.
And maybe an even interesting level of CBD, because nobody came here. It's grown natural.
Yeah.
Nobody came and nobody was able to regulate it.
Oh, right.
Right?
Not like in the States.
Right. So they just grow what they have and they make the
clothing.
Yeah, the
It's so funny,
it, right?
Yeah.
Because they have the chakla, what's it called? It looks like the bongs that they have at all the fucking chakla, yeah.
Which is a bong. It took Lao is a fucking bong, right?
But that shit's. I've tried it once.
I mean, they don't use it for the cannabis, right? But like, I see the cultural connection in it. Pretty clear, right?
Yeah. It seems to be very embedded in.
It's the same, exactly. So if like a Vietnamese Oxium driver comes to Germany, I smoke with him a bong, he knows exactly what's going on there, right? He knows exactly how to use this thing, he knows exactly how to operate it, how to use. That's where I see already, like, things like cultures are connected nowadays, like. And cannabis is definitely a connector between cultures. You can say whatever you want. It's
well, the music.
It's a worldwide thing.
We've got the music culture with it, with hip hop.
A lot. We have food.
Well, you know,
reggae. And
like exactly, like, you know, you can say hip hop now, but you know, classic rock, the '60s, like, you know, there's always been pushing the culture. You know, I'm gonna get to the next question now. What's the best kind of weed to cook with? What kind of stuff is the best kind of stuff to mold, or is it different for certain dishes? And
Well,
get into that, because you know.
yeah,
like,
you know, as I said before, you need to know what you aim for, like what benefit do you want for it. Like if you, for the herbal use, I like to compare this with thyme, for example. We all know you have citric thyme, which is very intense with its citric flavors, but you have the normal thyme, which is very intense in its tiny flavors, right? Which is just to talk about the variety of terpenes. And if it's like, for cooking itself, you just want the THC at the very end, if you just want to infuse it to get high, you don't really care where it comes from. You just want some good THC, natural or organic THC, and at the very end you don't really care for where it comes from. It's the terpenes where you, in terms of cooking, care of, right? Like the flavors you have into it, which you lose a lot of it when you decarboxylate it, right? When you activate it. So therefore it's a difficult question, but like if it's for flavoring with cannabis, definitely terpenes give you the direction already. So if you have a very, very like with pinene and very like foresty flavors, I mean, what would you cook with foresty flavors?
Maybe salmon or something like that.
How about
Dill?
deer, man? How about
Dill?
dill? What?
Dill?
Dill? You mean dill? Like
Yeah, the
fishy
herb.
stuff?
The herb.
Yeah, you just need to compare it with flavors, right? Like if you
Fish
have
flake.
something, or with wine. I mean,
Fish,
like
right.
it's very good to be a professional chef for this because I have wine knowledge, so we know which is pairing, which
Ooh,
flavors
yeah,
are
yeah.
pairing, right?
Yeah.
And I always say, if you ask me, if it's about cannabis, you could go as deep as with wine, if not even deeper, because I think if you're really connoisseur and you're really about natural grown buds, you need to know the mountain, the valley where it grew, the turf they have there, the sunlight it gets there, the air it
Yeah, that's
comes
taking
there,
it to a whole
because
nother level.
every fucking plant is doing it. It's diverse as the humanity itself. You might find two of a kind, right? I have kind of very remarkable face, I know that, but still people mix me with another guy in my town already. So
of course.
you will find stereotypes, but
Right.
the turf you put it in, the food you give it will make a difference.
Fertilizer.
And
Fertilizer,
no fertilizer, biofertilizer. Is it a very fertilized ground? Like you used to have your compost there before in your garden, then you just
So many
change your
different
garden
like,
and then you put your plants
factors
there.
to it.
So multiple
Yeah.
factors.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why I think like we should really pay attention, like when it comes about weed, and it needs a legalization for this wherever you want to go so deep into the thematic, but we could give weed the same deepness, the same body as for wine. You could have connoisseurs sitting there and saying, wow, this is like a real South African from this and this valley, and like if it's about flavors and the varieties and diversities of the chemovars of the strains itself. So, but coming back, like fruity flavors, for example, I myself love to use for desserts. And
Makes sense.
fruity, definitely.
Yeah.
Easy going, right? Like the heavy ones, you can play with it with chocolate or dark cherryish or stuff, also with turfy flavors. But yeah, like the tropical flavors and fruity, like pineapple, for example, mango. It's pairing mango and cannabis also. It's said this mango makes the high more intense and more active. It's not proven yet, but people say that you just get a better high if you consume mango, right?
Have you ever cooked with a super strain like weed, like something that's been very farmed to a specific like mixed strains? Because them kind of weeds are very interesting to smoke as well. Like,
How do you mean? I don't really get the question.
like when they crossbreed two different strains to like quite a few different levels. Like they find
that happens all day. Like you were talking about it earlier on. Like nowadays, what we get mainly it's all hybrids. So it's always crossed, crossed, and they go further and further, right?
Sure.
Like you have cookies which got like 6 parents, for example, already, and still they're crossed crossing down on the cookies. So you're having like a really deep genetic background, which is going to be mixed up after a while, right? Because it's like Canada, USA. I mean, USA since they're like kind of more legal in certain states. Yeah, you have like strains.
It's legal all in Canada, and they're crazy
fucking
with it
Yeah,
now.
they like legalized it in like nearly half of the states now.
I think they keep doing more and more states keep legalizing it. But like for Canada, they just did the whole country, you know.
Okay, well.
It's been legalized for a couple years now.
Germany is talking about it, but in Germany there's more politics than actings, right? So I don't know. At the moment it's politics.
I think
So
in
they're
England.
waiting for the actings, right? First there should be a decriminalization. If I'm happy now this year by 23 and like, yeah, hopefully they do it somehow, I would be happy in the first half of the year. Which would be almost like a legalization already. So this would make things way easier also for me, for my work, for my operations in Europe, in also for expos and stuff. Yeah, definitely, man.
So like in the future, are you looking to like open up your own restaurants or anything like that?
No, not me myself. I also always said, like, also people asked me this already, so I knew about by myself I wouldn't do it anymore. I've done restaurant business a long time.
Okay.
So what I always say also to seed companies or some, I've spoken to some from Amsterdam, I always said, or from the Netherlands, and I always said, like, I would train the chefs and I would take the responsibility, like once in a while you come and check it that things are running or you make a new menu or something, but I would take like...
Okay, it's rare though. When it comes to weed, right? The whole thing is there's this whole thing with the gummies and the oil stuff, right? Like eating it, but cooking it, like restaurants where you're talking about not about getting high and stuff, more of the culture that work well with hip hop culture and with a lot of like, especially for people for older generations, you know, they want to go eat at a nice restaurant.
Well, it's
like
food is
super
borderless, right? I mean, food is borderless.
Honestly, am I gonna be that guy to say, if you don't get high, what's the point?
Yeah.
Of course. It's those
maybe,
guys.
yeah.
And
Sorry, I'm gonna be that guy. If I'm not gonna get high, what's the point?
Well, but there is a lot of health benefits as well. And,
Yeah.
you know, maybe once you go to a doctor and the doctor tells you something you don't like to hear, and you make a little research and you find out that eating cannabis or drinking raw cannabis juice might be helpful for you. And then you find a restaurant which makes, for example, a jelly which is not heated up.
Okay.
It's a fresh cannabis juice where you can like find different way of consuming something.
And that's what's happening
taking
today.
Medicine, right? If you can
CBD,
get a dish,
man.
like let's just take any dish.
Okay.
If this can be your medicine,
Let me see.
bro.
Yeah, that's
This
true.
can be your medicine without getting high.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Because
I'm
that's
all
what
for
we're
that.
not talking about fun. When we're talking
Yeah.
about medicine, it should not be this way. A lot of people see it this way,
Yeah.
but it should not be this way.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So like pharmaceutical
Yeah.
use, right? It should be one should be
But-
medicine and not.
See, there's a lot of people though, like part of the culture because like Snoop Dogg, let's say, is sort of part of the culture, and a lot of people will watch him because he's on these TV shows, cooking shows and stuff, and he's got his own. We're talking about breakfast
I
cereal.
like
and
that
stuff.
one show he did with Martha Stewart. That
That's
was
what I'm
funny.
talking about, right? So
It's a whole bunch of dick puns.
a lot of these people are now taking that culture, and the more people are opening up to the culture of weed and things like that, it's not like it used to be, you know.
Yeah.
Well, things are
But that's
changing.
how it's.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's how it's like. Where you from again? You said.
Y'all are from Southern California. We have
You see,
some
you
of the best
see,
weed.
he's from Canada, right?
California, yeah.
I'm from Europe. The things are still different there. If you want, like,
Amsterdam,
talk
come
about
on.
weed, Amsterdam is still the big city.
Right.
Spain is kind of liberal. Portugal is decriminalization
Yeah,
of all
everything,
drugs,
yeah.
but people are talking big about it, right?
Yeah.
So we are still kind of backwards. Like if I, for myself, doing the chefing thing, see how it was exploding within, and I do it for 15 years already, which means I was cooking with cannabis already before Ricky Simpson came up with his oil, before cannabis, before Canada started with kind of legalization and all this fight, which was in the late 10s, right? In the late 2010s, 17, 18, something, right? I was cooking
Yeah,
with
Ken
cannabis
would Canada,
right?
yeah, it was like 2018.
But
20,
yeah, and like when the
2019.
States started opening up, it was exploding. Now what you see on cooking shows, on Netflix, I love it. Because that's what I want. That's what I want. I want every fucking body to be at home cooking in some way with cannabis. I mean, I got a little baby and I tell you something. When I steam like the vegetables now, I'm always going to give her a little bit of hemp oil into it. When my wife was pregnant, I always gave her hemp seeds because of the high amount of amino acids and what's the other stuff. So, and I got a healthy baby. And honestly, I myself, I deeply believe that the healthy food I made for my wife when she was pregnant, with the focus on hemp, I call it hemp. It's still cannabis sativa L, but people love
So
that.
do those seeds actually have THC in them?
No.
Absolutely not.
No. Seeds don't have.
Well, I just wanted to make that clear
Yeah.
before we get a bunch of angry messages from people saying
Yeah,
you're
just the
giving
hemp cooking
THC
oil,
to your
right?
baby.
No, hemp cooking oil, which is made
Yeah.
from
No.
the
I just wanted to make that
CBD.
clear. That's all.
Yeah.
I know what you meant, but
CBD.
this is
No, it's getting really
people
popular
at
now.
home.
Oh, yeah,
CBD
yeah.
and stuff. That's what I'm saying. And there's a lot of people that use it as
CBD
medicine.
is
Oh yeah, definitely.
supposed to be nothing.
And
Yeah.
then they're using it like to make products. Because I went to this huge hemp convention that was in Bangkok. It was
Yeah.
really cool to see that. Because like growing up in that
Oh, I was
culture,
there, man.
You
What?
went there too, yeah. He was there
you were
too.
there. That's right. Yeah. you did. I didn't see you there, but yeah, it was.
I was there too, man.
Hmm.
Yeah, and so I think, yeah, even CBD, like if I, for example, if I make a CBD infused panna cotta, I could also just add some natural terpenes is another thematic, but if you add some natural terpenes, you have an awesome dish and you have your medical part of it. And same with THC oil. I mean, the foods, let's talk about people with epileptics or something, right?
Yeah.
And if you need your medical dosage, that's just a way of taking your medicine. If you, and who doesn't?
Think
like
about it, you eat
nice
a beautiful dish, and on top of it, you enjoy it. Plus, it's the medicine that you need in your body.
food? Right, and
Yeah.
if it's recreational, it's also good, right? Why not having a dessert and after that you're going on your recreational trip? I mean, it's just laws which tell you not to do it. There's no reason for it, right?
Yeah.
Because you
There's
can
a
still
time and a
kill
place.
yourself with alcohol, but you cannot meditate with your own fucking brain.
Yeah.
No, man. There's something wrong on these laws.
But what's the difference between the liquid, like the drinks that they have? That's really popular. That's really popular.
In
They're
Taiwan,
just
yeah.
flavored.
Yeah.
Popular hemp and cannabis drinks, they're mostly flavored. You have some infused ones, but rarely. In Amsterdam I've seen some.
Okay.
But
I had a few in Thailand, and some of them are very like weedy tasting
yeah,
flavors.
flavor them.
I had the
but-
soda, dude. The soda was really good.
They were water.
Oh, I had on this expo. I had the soda.
Yeah, remember that? They had,
Soda,
they had some rad stuff, and that convention was really cool. I was gonna say, I remember back in the day there was this lollipop. I don't remember the name now, but it was like a weed lollipop or something. That was back in the early 2000s. Remember that was really popular. My friend.
They have them in
About
Amsterdam.
California, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember, like, even back in the day, California had dispensaries that were maybe not totally legal, but they operated.
No doubt. Street the hard way. The hard way.
Leave the shit for those who really put their heart in it. If you're looking for some real rap, homie, I'm reliable. Leave the shit for those who really put their heart in it. If you're looking for some real rap, homie, I'm reliable. I bring the 90s to your ears like if they never passed. Cause if P brings fire, then I know that the gas. Time to start giving me credit, so I'm taking no cash. If I feel $1 million, then the market is crashed. No shit, I don't like the sight, I'm seeing one bit. Everything looks shiny by this plastic, that's it. I guess I'm Snoop Dogg, Smokey O with this hit. On the mic, I'm such an animal, my doctor's a vet. I bring dope flow lyrics, raps, no gimmicks. Delivery on point, and I don't mean FedEx. Yes, I'm a menace, a beast off limits. Leave the shit for those who really put their heart in it. Unbelievable. Talking like the dealers or the selling is the principles. Undeniable. If If you're looking for some real rap, homie, I'm reliable. I'm from the era of caps back, baggy jeans, rapping what you really mean, packing every hood you've been. I'm from the era of MJ, Billie Jean, Deep Purple wasn't lean, singers didn't need machines. I'm from the era of caps back, baggy jeans, rapping what you really mean, packing every hood you've been. I'm from the era of MJ, Billie Jean, Deep Purple wasn't lean. Fuck it, you don't know what I mean. In my era, if you're a rapper, then you prove you have bars. If you spoke the wrong words, you would end up with scars. In your era, if you have views, you can say you're a star, but don't expect to get respect if you don't know who you are. Is it me or nothing really makes sense? All I see is ghostwriters, I might have a sixth sense. Time to light up some candles and burn some incense. Plus I might not know much grammar, but I know your past tense. I know my shit is hard like a cannonball. After all, I did rappers like a cannibal. It's unbelievable. Put the pen down, your bars are laughable, and take the fake mask off. Nah, this ain't carnival. They're halfway crooks, no talent, no looks. And the shit that I bring you, you can learn it in books. But man, here I am with a mic in my hand, and I treat it as a weapon, so just bring me your clan. I'm from the era of caps back, baggy jeans, rapping what you really mean, packing every hood you've been. I'm from the era of MJ, Billie Jean, Deep Purple wasn't lean, singers didn't need machines. I'm from the era of caps back, baggy jeans, rapping what you really mean, packing every hood you've been. I'm from the era of MJ, Billie Jean, Deep Purple wasn't lean. Fuck it, you don't know what I mean. Fuck it, rappers like a cannibal. It's on the mic, I'm such an animal. My raps, no gimmicks. If you looking for some real, if you looking for some real, if you looking for some real, if you're looking for some real rap, homie, I'm reliable. Yo, sorry man, but you guys play this shit or is this too old school for you, man? If you haven't, go download it right now, man.